So everything's fitted. We've got the front suspension, the axis tires, the gear shifter lever, the longer side stand, the handlebar risers, the rear shock. There you go. Rear tire.
Namaskar Internet, welcome to Motorcycling Musician and welcome to this episode where we'll be showing you how to install the Rally Kit on the Xpulse. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.
I'll just take out all the cams that I'm carrying.
Okay. Alright, so we've already shown you what all comes in the kit in our previous videos. I'll leave the link up there. I'm going to be installing this under the expert supervision of Joshua Crasto, aka JC Moto. We had a lot of fun and I would encourage you not to skip through the video because I am like you, somebody who's learning how to do this, and Joshua has imparted lots of pearls of wisdom, little things. So I've also included chapter markers. So now sit tight, let's start with the front suspension. Here we go.
This clamp first.
Now probably. See what else you need to open. Is there anything on the bottom that's connecting to the top?
So in the red circles marked are the bolts that you need to take out. It will essentially be the front caliper and the ABS sensor.
No.
No. Okay, perfect. So now you come up and open this clamp. Yeah.
Right.
It'll be faster. Now that it's loose, you take this handle out, pull this out.
Yeah.
Bus. That's it. You got it. Vipin's learning how to work with nuts.
That's a good one.
When your friends who usually crack bad ones crack a good one, it's important to let them know. Okay? Let's open the front axle nut now.
Now, is the axle turning or is it not turning by itself?
No, not turning.
Good. Perfect.
Okay, a couple of turns later, off comes the axle nut and out comes the plastic mallet to beat the axle out gently.
Just make sure the spacers don't fall. One. Push the suspension. So when it's stuck like that, push the suspension slightly up. So the suspension is pushed it down, right? The grease is not able. He's not able to hold the tool with the grease.
Next, we take out the stabilizer rod.
What's your hand? Yeah. Perfect. Mission accomplished. No, it's not turning, man. The ratchet is it turning?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, now that we've removed the caliper, the ABS sensor and all the other clamps that were attached to the suspension, it's time to open the triple clamp.
Yeah, so see, hold on. Now you don't need to remove this bolt. You just need to loosen it. These are just pinch, okay? So this bolt is torqued to pinch this.
Okay. But
now,
I think we can loosen a little more, I feel.
Yeah, see whatever you're comfortable with, okay?
Yeah, this is
But also what you need to understand is sometimes when you're opening these forks,
it'll fall.
It'll go tuck, straight down. So you have to be a little careful with, that's good. Now, you can't hold this because this is sprung, the spring inside. So hold this, but hold the inside.
Okay.
The rubber, but the inside. Yeah,
it's coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out.
This part, right?
The steel part, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, there it comes. Okay, bring it down.
So that's the old fork.
That's the old fork.
Also, let's see the difference, no?
Yeah, let's bring it here on the
Let's bring on the table and see.
table. So now that you've got it here, just put it down. And you can see the bottom leg is more or less the same height. There's no difference in the bottom leg.
You're right, yeah.
But if you look here,
Is it identical though?
yeah, it is. How you could tell is if you set it one on top of the other.
The mounting points will
Everything
have
is-
to be because it's
yeah.
mounting onto the same
So
saw.
everything is the same. Yeah.
Okay, so which fork goes to the right and which goes to the left? I'm confused.
What's mounted on the wheel?
No,
On the top.
no. On this fork leg. What was mounted on the fork leg that you opened?
Oh, the ABS.
Yeah, and the brake.
And the brake, yes.
So where's the ABS mounting?
Yeah,
ABS mounting, and then the two holes for the brake,
correct.
which are there. So that's how you know it's the right
They
fork.
are the brakes.
Yeah, and this is for the ABS to go through.
Yeah. So the ABS mounting is the give brake.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Vipin is not good at quizzes, man.
What are the different parts called?
This is called the stanchion or the fork tube.
Yeah.
And this is called the fork leg. Usually when you have an accident and stuff, this is what bends. It's
Okay, time to put in the new fork that came along with the Rally Kit.
slowly. Yeah, just keep turning it. Yeah. Put your hand under the thing. Stop. You put it too much.
Yeah.
Go down. No. There's a line here. That's the line that you want to have it at.
Yeah.
And there's no fixed height that you need to have it through the triple clamp. Of course, the company will recommend something.
Yeah.
But then if you want the steering to turn faster, then you take it further up through the triple clamp. If you want the steering to be a little lazy, you bring it a little lower down. So ideally putting it up and down through the triple clamps is effectively changing your rake.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Because it's shorter.
So when you push this up, the rake is going in. When you push it out, the rake is going out.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So we just use it at default for now.
So you keep it at that default setting.
Yeah.
And what is most important is that this height and the height on the other side
has to be identical.
Yeah.
Okay. So that we're going to measure using what?
We use a vernier to measure it, which is very accurate. I'll show you what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
So this is a vernier and it measures either something in here. So like for example, you could put the screwdriver in here and measure it and say, look, it's at 3.4 5 mm. So there's 3 mm here, and then you read the small scale for the rest. What you can also do is, if you need to measure this hole, you put the vernier in here and you're measuring the hole. Okay. And the great part about this vernier is so versatile. You can hold it here and drop this down and say, from this flat surface, this flat surface is this height, which is 1.2 mm.
Got it.
10.2 mm.
Got it.
Okay. So now,
what was it called? Vernier.
Vernier. Vernier.
Okay, Vernier. Sounds like a French name, no?
Yeah, must be. Sophisticated enough. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, if you
measure the height.
So you're going to put it on the flat surface here. Okay. And we're going to drop it down. Okay, that's the height.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to lock the height with this. Okay. Now I'll read it. It's 5.5 mm. Okay, now I'm going to put 5.5 mm here. And you see that you're already above.
Above, yes.
So now you got to start bringing the fork down. So what I'm going to do with this hand is I'm going to slowly reduce the fork till it's there. Can you see that?
Yep.
But it doesn't look right. So let me just measure this again. Now if you look at it visually, there's obviously this gap, and that is different. Yeah. So maybe I made a mistake while measuring it. So I'm going to put it back here. Now what you want to do, this thing of rotating that you asked me, it's important to rotate it to a point where you can turn this easily. Okay.
So the Rally Kit front suspension comes with compression and rebound adjuster nuts. So make sure you install them in a way that they are accessible easily.
So if you were doing this alone, you know that you can do this alone, right? Because you didn't need me to do most of anything. Once you have the bike propped up securely, then there's nothing that you need me for. So this we tighten it fully, just tighten it and we look at the torque setting, and I'll show you how to use the torque wrench. Okay. This is, wait, you can't just use it, you have to set it. Okay. Because the torque on this can go from 20 all the way to 150. Okay. Or plus that. Okay. So here's the window. Yeah. Okay. This is how much torque you want. Yeah. Viraj is always at full torque. So yeah.
What? You don't know Viraj? The whole world knows Viraj. Check that out. Viraj is the super bro. Look at that. Have you ever seen something like that?
What the fuck is that? So that's your torque setting. Turn the window to face you so you can read it. Okay. The top scale is Newton meters and the bottom scale is foot pounds. Can you see LBF and NM? Yeah. Okay. Now on the bottom clamp we need 32. So unlock this, pull the lever out. Okay. And then rotate it. Now you can see it moving. Your Newton meter. So you want to go to 20. Okay. And the next digit is how much? So if you look at the scale, what do you think the next digit is?
I don't know, we'll see soon enough. That should be 22.
Yeah, a little more. You can turn it like half a turn, you'll get 22.
So
now wait, you need to lock the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so push that in. Back. Yeah. It might not go in, so so you can just rotate the handle till it locks. Yeah, now push it. No.
Yeah. So now how will I know when to stop? This is the first time I'm saying.
You keep doing, I'll tell you. You tell me when to stop. Stop. You heard the click?
I had the click
Yeah,
first time also.
that means you had already over tightened it. So take the span out. Vipin's getting talk happy. Yeah, stop. Okay, now. Okay, so you can see this here. We saw this little aluminium piece before.
Yeah.
That's also because it was over torqued previously.
Already set at 22. We don't have to change that.
It's set at 22. You don't have to change it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So if you want, put it back.
Yeah.
And do it ever so slightly. You'll hear it go. You'll hear the sound again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Now the next one is 32.
That looks like 32.
Yeah. Okay.
Straight. There you go.
There. That's it.
Oh yeah, this is an interesting picture.
Yes, it is. It shows you how much taller the front fork from the Rally Kit is. So a similar process for the front left fork as well. It's just easier since there is no caliper or ABS sensor mounted on it. Yep. So out come some of the other accessories. Alright, let's go ahead with installing the gear shift lever.
Yeah. That's the handlebar risers and the side springs.
Before we do that, here is how the new Rally Kit lever compares with the older one.
Groove is for this bolt to go through and tighten it.
Got it.
Yeah. So if you try and put it out and it tightens against the splines, then you'll damage the splines. So you want that to be aligned, which is why you also can't put the bolt and then push it in, because it has to be in that spot. The good thing about this is because it's like a MS piece, it's a mild steel piece, you can even bend it out to whatever shape or form you need, versus the aluminium ones that come on the dirt bike, which are pretty standardized. If you need this to come further out, you can bend it from here or from here. I'll show you. Just take the bolt out for a second. Try putting the bolt now.
Yeah, you can feel it rubbing against it already.
And it won't tighten, it won't go further.
Yeah.
Now you push it there. Now see, it's gonna go. Now keep turning.
Yeah, there. This is it.
Yeah.
There's the groove.
Yeah, the groove is slightly bigger, so you'll have a little bit of play, but
Yeah. So more you keep it towards the outside.
yeah. And you want to keep it towards the outside because you don't want to hit this case just in case you fall down or whatever, right? Yeah.
Again?
Yeah. 1 second. Tighten.
There's no torque settings on this.
No, but you don't want to over tighten it. Yeah, that's good. Now this basically you don't want this thing to, when you move the gear pedal up and down, you don't want it to move independent of the shaft.
Which is it isn't.
It's tight. Yeah. See.
So we have the new Maxes now mounted on the old rim, and it's time to put back the tire. Simply put it in place, put in the axle, and once that is done, reinstall and the caliper and the ABS sensor that you had removed.
Yeah. So first put the brakes. You can just turn it in a couple of threads just to hold it as a placeholder.
That is one lazy rooster. We are almost at noon now.
Use your finger as a guide for the hold, na? There you got it. Perfect. That's it. And now just do in the bottom so you have it in place.
No, this is not on.
Correct? Yeah. Okay.
This is fine.
Put the tool on it, na? It makes it easier. It will center it also.
Okay, let's move to installing the handlebar risers.
You take out this top clamp.
Yep.
Then you put the risers, both of these pieces, and then you put the 4 longer ones.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's not that hard. So you need a 5 number Allen key.
Okay, so for the handlebar risers, you pretty much open the 4 bolts that are holding the clamp in place. You remove the clamp. And you simply pick up the handlebar and put the risers below it.
It was might run short, I have a feeling.
It comes with its own set of 4 long bolts. You simply put back those bolts and adjust the handlebar at whatever angle that's good for you, and that is pretty much it.
You can then sit on
There you go, the clamp is off.
Keep it on the seat only, yeah. This keep there, you don't need the bolts.
Okay, again here we need to figure out which riser goes on which side. There is a riser with a red dot and one with a white dot.
You can install the right side handlebar riser, white mark on the right side riser as shown.
The marking goes outside or inside? That's it.
Right side, but they are showing left side. Okay, it's out.
Outside, no?
Out.
Okay, so the white dot facing outside to the right, the red dot facing outside to the left. That's your handlebar risers.
So first just put the bolts through and through, you see. I mean, it will self-align because it has to thread. Yeah, and I use that screwdriver to just tighten it. See your whatever your setting is, but don't just tighten it for now. Yeah, when you're sitting on the bike, you can do it.
Let's get down to installing the rear monoshock. First you remove the rear wheel. Yep. Loosen and open the axle nut. Then hit the axle gently with the mallet and pull it out. Now give the tire a whack. The chain becomes a little loose, and get the chain out of the sprocket. After that, simply pull out the wheel, and over here we are removing the sprocket and the brake liners because we need to change the wheel bearing as well. The rear caliper unit mounts on a ridge which is provided on the swing arm. So yeah, you can have a look at that when you're taking it out so that you know how to reinstall it. Next we get down to removing the side fiber panels.
Okay, so now let's order lunch for the 3 of us. Let's do that.
I'm going to remove this chain guard and then not put it back in. It's easier for me to clean the chain that way as well.
Now lift it up, see if it comes out, or there's a bolt on that side somewhere. So you know how you don't need to go to the gym when you wrench, huh? Because you just walk up and down and you're just like...
Do you really need this?
You don't.
Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Keep it.
To be honest.
Yeah, you never need to touch
See
this,
this?
no?
You've got some fresh mud.
The whole point of riding it that Sunday was to be able to experience it without the kit.
Right.
Because we are going to do this the coming week. So I said, I've got to ride it without the kit, and now when I ride it with the kit, I'll have
You'll
a
know
very
the
clear-
difference. Yeah,
very
for
clear
sure.
difference.
And I'm surely going to upload that video as well, before after, so that we know the difference what the rally kit makes from a rider's point of view, not just on the spec sheet. Onward to opening the bolt that attaches the mono shock to the swing arm.
You are gonna get good sleep tonight.
I've been wanting to do this. Get a little better acquainted.
Yeah, because once you use it and you're confident that you know how to use it, then you don't, worry about like, oh, I have the tools but I can't use it. I don't know how. Use the spanner to turn it instead of using the big side. No, turn the other side.
This side.
Yeah, and now take it out and keep doing it. Makes it easier.
Well, it did take some bit of an effort to remove the bolt.
Wiggle this up and down and push the bolt out. Okay. There. Now let this fall. Do this. Very nice. Okay. So, yeah, you basically open these things and the airbox will just kind of lift and just slide out a little bit.
Then you put the shock in.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah,
break for lunch.
Yeah.
So after lunch, we remove the bolts that are holding the battery clamp. We remove other bolts that are holding the airbox. And after you remove these bolts, you have to just slide out the airbox. You don't remove it completely. That is to access the top bolt of the monoshock.
So this is mentioned in the manual that you'll have to do this.
Yeah.
Is the manual well, this thing I didn't read it.
I mean, it tells you
What to do?
very precisely what to do. Yeah.
इधर का बोल्ट है पीछे वो निकला है ना
किधर का?
Bolt.
हाँ ये हाथ निकालो.
ये निकला है
हाथ निकालो देखो जी. हाँ बिल्कुल यार. What? You didn't take out one bolt from here. There, that's उधर है.
Okay, so do remember there is a hidden bolt
Yeah, okay.
somewhere there which was not letting us take out the airbox. So don't make the mistakes that I do.
If you
Okay, this is the one. Sorry.
And off comes the top bolt of the monoshock, and out comes the old monoshock. Okay, so let's put the old monoshock with the new Rally Kit monoshock and see what is the difference in length.
See that? So it's that much taller. Soft and hard, that not there in the. Yeah. So the adjustability and the length. So the division is about 14.
36, yeah, 36 centimeters.
26 centimeters.
Yeah, that's another 360 mm. 38, again 20.
So the rear shock is 20 mm taller, which is quite a bit. The one thing that the Rally Kit definitely does is increase the ground clearance of the bike in a big way. I mean, we are now at about 275 mm after installing the Rally Kit suspension. Now again, when we were installing the rear monoshock, there was a bit of a confusion because the manual says that the arrow mark points forward and the adjuster nut, which is on top, which is basically the compression setting, that has to come towards the battery, that has to face the battery. Only then can you adjust it, otherwise there's no point of putting it there.
Yeah, there it is. And it becomes more accessible. So we're not sure whether this arrow mark should be behind or. Let's just have a review of the manual. Yeah?
Yeah, the manual is here, see, okay?
Now it says.
And it says, I mean, with the arrow pointing forward and that piece and the preload down, only can mean the shock has to be turned that way. Unless one minute, hold on.
Okay, Josh's Eureka moment, and it's a good one.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
So do keep this in mind. Sometimes when the rear monoshock comes to you from the factory, it's sort of rotated out of place. So the compression adjustment nut will always face towards the battery, whereas the yellow arrow mark on the rear shock will face forwards to the right of the bike.
Yeah, because it only makes sense to be able to adjust it now. Otherwise, what's the point of having the adjuster?
Yeah, this makes sense. Just twisted during the.
Okay, so put all those bolts back now.
अपना फिर इसका air वाला.
Once the top end of the monoshock is secured properly, you got to put back all the bolts and nuts that you had removed for the airbox, and subsequently even for the side panels, you can put them back. After that, you pull up the swing arm to align where the bolt goes and secure the bottom end of the monoshock.
Accelerator cables, the modern bikes, you don't loop them because they've got a Teflon coating inside.
Okay.
So you have to make sure that they're not kinked.
Do remember to use the proper torque settings for the suspension.
That's good.
Yeah. Correct. Is also 50 over?
Yeah, same. Actually, no, yeah, so yeah, perfect. Oh, yeah. So it's supposed to move in and out freely, but these are jammed. So we'll open it and grease it and put it back just so that.
Okay.
So it's important to look at these little things when you're also fitting the kit. Don't just fit the kit and ride it because you'll have double the labor at some point. You know?
Correct. So that's got jammed just because of the gunk.
It's just, all bikes have, most bikes, like these kind of bikes have floater brakes, even dirt bikes. So over a period of time, that grease dries up in there and it doesn't really float anymore. So you find that the brake is dragging or it's catching or any of those things, you know. So
what floats, Baba? Tell me.
I'll just show you. Let him take the pads out. I'll explain it to you. This pin is jammed, so your pads are also probably not releasing fully. So these are your pads. You can see them.
Yeah.
But see, this is what's called a floater. This is the floater unit.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is supposed to move in and out free. Now it's not coming out. So where's that mallet? See this?
Yeah.
It's complete. So this is supposed to have grease on it.
Oh, okay.
And it's supposed to move in and out like this.
Okay.
Freely.
Okay.
So when the piston comes out, the brakes apply, and then this, as soon as you release the brake, it's supposed to release itself. So this sliding action releases the brake completely.
Otherwise, it
if
keeps
it's jammed,
dragging.
then the brake one side is always on the pad.
So this is the piston that comes on because of the hydraulic thing.
Because of the hydraulic thing.
Perfect.
You can see?
Yeah, it moves back.
Yeah. So that's how it's supposed to be. So
It's supposed to move, yeah.
it's supposed to move. So it releases the brakes. You understand?
Yeah. Once the piston goes back, it releases the brake.
Yeah. So the piston is only pushing from one side.
Yeah.
So the piston will push from one side, and as soon as that pad touches the brake, then it starts pulling this pad automatically towards the other. So the inner pad is pulled by automatically, and then as soon as the piston releases, this action will force the pads away. Now this here is, you put this here, and what this does is it holds the pads in tension, so you don't hear this rattling sound when the pads are loose, when the brakes are not applied. Grooves now, it's a good indication that when the groove is over,
Yeah, that is a brake pad. Yeah. Those are the markers.
Yeah,
Correct. You got a lot left in this.
yeah, you've got enough.
Oh, I'm saying you want pee. Pee? Yeah, no, I don't pee.
Oh, you don't, you go. Some bikes have 8, some bikes have 16. Yeah, this is put and also when you take.
Okay, so time to put back the sprocket onto the wheel and then reinstall the wheel back onto the bike. Let's move on to installing the longer side stand.
It's a very low profile. It's a full 6-hour job, I would say. I mean, we did some extra stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like you service the brakes and you service the wheels, the bearings, all of that. But it's still quite a. Yeah, see, this goes like this. So flat pieces there.
On the side stand, once you've uninstalled it, there is a flat sort of a plate that also goes along with the side stand. So you really can't add the spring before, to the best of our knowledge. So you reinstall the new stand with that metal clamp, and thereafter you put in the spring. Alright then, that sort of takes care of everything. It's time to get the bike off the ramp.
Ground clearance! Ground clearance! Yahoo! So everything's fitted. We've got the front suspension, the axis tires, the gear shifter lever, the longer side stand, the handlebar risers, the rear shock, there you go, the rear tire. As of now, keeping the seat to the older one because it's high enough. I don't think I can handle more height at this point. I'm going to ride it for a while and then we shall see. Alright, this is the first ride after the rally kit. How does it feel?
Yeah, I know you like the way she sounds. Don't worry, I'm going to make a separate video on all the mods that I've done. So in case you haven't subscribed, please do that. I shall upload it soon.
ABS हुआ? Not that great. That's what I'm saying. Let's disconnect it.
So we disconnected the ABS sensor, but eventually we just ended up removing the entire ABS unit from the bike altogether. Alright, I do hope that this video will help you when you are installing your rally kit on the Xpulse. This is motorcycling musician Vipin Mishra saying bye for now, and I shall see you on the next one. Ride hard, ride safe.